तो मैं गांधी की तरह इस कानून को फाड़ता हूं। क्या स्थिति है आज वक्फ को लेकर इस्लामिक देशों में? क्या वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी इस्लामिक देशों में है? मैं इस्लामिक देशों का नाम पढ़ूंगा जहां वक्फ का वजूद नहीं है, तुर्की में नहीं है, लीबिया में नहीं है, इजिप्ट में नहीं है, सूडान में नहीं है, लेबनान में नहीं है, सीरिया में नहीं है, जॉर्डन में नहीं है, तुनीसिया में नहीं है, इराक में नहीं है। भारतवर्ष में वक्फ बोर्ड है। वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी को कानूनन सुरक्षा, लीगल प्रोटेक्शन दिया गया है।
Eyes 128. Nose 95. Abstention 0. The bill is passed.
The Indian Parliament recently passed the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025, one of the most debated and polarizing legislations in recent times. Passed in the early hours of a Friday morning after an intense marathon session in the Rajya Sabha, the bill was cleared with 128 votes in favour and 95 against. The legislation aims to amend the Waqf Act of 1995, which governs the management of religious and charitable endowments under Islamic law. But the amendments have sparked widespread political controversy, with the opposition accusing the centre of undermining secularism and democratic values, while the government insists that the law is only meant to improve the functioning of Waqf properties across the country. To understand the controversy, we need to first understand what Waqf means. In Islamic law, a Waqf is a permanent dedication of property, usually for religious or charitable purposes. Once declared as a Waqf, the property cannot be sold, transferred or used for any purpose other than what it was originally intended for. In India, Waqf properties include mosques, graveyards, orphanages, schools and other assets meant for public good. India has the largest number of Waqf properties in the world, estimated at over 8.7 lakh assets, covering around 9.4 lakh acres of land. In fact, the Waqf boards collectively make up the third largest landholding entity in India, after the Indian Armed Forces and the railways. The government, through the Ministry of Minority Affairs, has argued that the existing Waqf Act of 1995 has several shortcomings. Officials say that poor regulation, mismanagement, lack of digitization and even allegations of fraud have plagued Waqf boards across several states. The new amendments, according to the centre, are aimed at streamlining administrative processes, increasing transparency and modernizing the way Waqf assets are managed. Key proposed reforms include updating outdated definitions, simplifying the registration process for WACF properties, renaming the Act itself, and integrating technology, especially for maintaining digital records and improving access to property information. Despite the government's assurances, the bill has triggered fierce opposition from multiple political parties, activists, and minority rights groups. Critics argue that the amendments give excessive control to the central government and reduce judicial oversight. Some believe that the changes are a backdoor attempt to exert greater influence over religious institutions. Opposition leaders claim the bill violates the secular fabric of India by singling out Muslim institutions and centralizing their control. There's also concern that the bill allows Waqf boards to acquire properties without due process, potentially affecting private landowners and leading to communal tensions. The bill redefines how Waqf can be declared. Only practicing Muslims for at least 5 years who also legally own the property are now eligible to declare it as Waqf. Importantly, the concept of Waqf by user, where property could be declared Waqf merely because of prolonged religious use, has been removed. It also ensures that family-based Waqf declarations do not override legal inheritance rights, particularly protecting women heirs from being denied their share. The bill tackles the sensitive issue of government land. If any Waqf property is later found to be government-owned, it will be removed from Waqf records. District collectors will now be responsible for investigating such disputes and updating land records accordingly. Additionally, the Waqf board will no longer have the authority to decide whether a property is Waqf. That responsibility now shifts to the local administration. Surveys of Waqf properties will now be conducted under state revenue laws by district collectors, replacing the earlier system of dedicated Waqf survey commissioners. A major change also comes in the structure of the Central Waqf Council. While the older act mandated all members to be Muslim and at least 2 to be women, the new bill still maintains the requirement for women's representation. However, it now mandates at least 2 non-Muslim members as well. A move that has sparked debate over the intent and implications for religious autonomy within Waqf management. In a country as diverse as India, any law concerning religious institutions is bound to attract scrutiny. While the government maintains that the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025 is a step toward better governance and efficiency, its critics warn that the bill could become a tool for political interference and marginalization. As the debate continues both within and outside Parliament, the real test will lie in how the bill is implemented and whether it truly delivers on its promises without eroding constitutional principles.